Kia ora folks, my name is Neen. I call myself the Joy Ninja because I'm trying to create a sense of abundance, manage my money on a smaller income. And today's the day we do the switcheroo in my envelopes. It's called a cash condensing. If you haven't seen one of these, I save in this binder and another one. And as I manage to finish off savings challenges, I put them in the back here. And this big pile of money, I'm going to be reallocating it through my everyday envelopes. And because it's quite a lot, I'm also going to be putting some of this back to the bank because it's just safer that way. I like to work in cash and I like to save in cash. Seeing it helps me save it, basically. If it's just numbers in a bank account, I don't really connect with it as well as what I do when it's like a pile of cash. So let's count it and see what we've got to work with, and then we're going to have a look at my priorities and get consolidating. So I have 50, 100, 50, 200, 50, 300, 50, 400, 50, 500, 50, 600, 6, 20, 40, 60, 80, 7, 20, 40, 60, 80, 800, and 10, 20, 30. Right, so if I go in here, I have these available to buy. I have worked out over a number of years of doing cash budgeting that I kind of need to set myself 3 monthly goals. 6 months is too long, a year is way too long. I tend to fall off the wagon if I'm trying to do something over a year, but if I bite it up into 3 monthly sections, then I seem to manage a little bit better. So round here I have 3 goals. 3 goals for the 3 months seems to be enough. Any more than that, it's just too much. Over here I've got challenges completed, so I've already put the Egypt, but I'm going to put cricket season. And tiny houses. So with $8.30 to spend, I'm going to look at these 3 challenges. I know the camera's kind of far away, but don't worry, I'll talk you through it. So number 1 was fully funding my emergency fund. Now, this has gone up and down over the years, as you can imagine. And at the moment, I have $315. That includes some money online and $35 in cash in the wallet. So what I want to do, let's get my calculator out. Whoops. So $1,000. There's $280 online and there is 35. So I need to do 685, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 20, 40, 60, 80. I'm going to put in 90 and take out 5. So 280 plus 50, 100, 50, 200, 50, 300, 50, 400, 50, 500, 50, 600 plus 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100 and 10, 20. That fully funds that emergency fund back to $1,000. Now I don't want to have this sitting around in my envelope, so I make these placeholders. So that simply goes in there. That money goes back in the bank, and I know that online I have $1,000. And this I'm going to clean off, and I'll probably slip it back in there. I'm going to sit it at $1,000. Now I have a 1 month ahead binder as well. That is kind of like an emergency fund, but if we ever needed to move, for example, I would access the 1 month ahead. So now that's sitting at 1,000 in my videos weekly. Instead of trying to tackle this, I'll just be focused on the 1 month ahead, and I can tick that goal. I've done it. For goal 1 in November, I added plus 685, total 1k goal reached. And now you see, in this next 3 months, of which we've just got December, we've got 1 month left, but I have completed that. Done, dusted, all good. So we're going to go back to school, because that is the next thing on my list to tackle. And the goal here is $250. And I have 20, 30, 40, 50, 65 so far. So let me just check, what have I got for subscriptions? All right. So 250 minus 65. I'm actually going to put 20, 40, 60, 80, 115 in today. So I won't be smashing the goal, but we'll be very close to finishing it. So this is goal 2, back to school. I think it was 160. Yep. So that means I have got 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So let's colour this off so it matches the 180. There we go. Hopefully that's correct. And then for goal 3, my subscriptions, annual subscriptions back here, I'm going to add $30. I think each one of these is 25. So we'll do it like that. There's 100 online. So 120, 40, 50, 60, 70, 85, 95, 2. So we can say goal 3, I have added $30, and this was quite a stretch goal. 300 to 400, that would be to maintain all of the subscriptions that I had this year, including a magazine subscription, which I have decided I'm not going to do. And also a change in subscriptions is that I'm paying now annually for my music streaming service rather than paying, I think, fortnightly for Spotify. So I much prefer to do it that way. I'm basically in December going to be prepaying music for the entire year, and that allows me to claw back that $15 a week that I was paying for Spotify. You know, and I'll give it a year and see how we go. All right, so that's kind of where this sits. The goal setting for me helps to keep me on task. Even when I have weeks where there's very little income, I can still incrementally be moving towards things. I'll just quickly go through all of the envelopes and see if we can't condense them down. Generally speaking, not in here. This is my revolving binder. Things in here get spent, you know, regularly. Maybe not every week for every envelope, but with a fair amount of regularity, let's just say that. Vitamins, for example, well-being is vitamins. I'm just looking to see if I can swap out a whole bunch of smaller notes for some bigger ones. Like hair clothing, I can do a 20 there. $95 in clothes. I never seem to be able to get it much past 100, but that's okay. We do a lot of op shopping. The only things I buy new these days are underwear, swimwear, and I do like to buy the kids a new t-shirt for their part of their Christmas present, stocking stuffer, I guess. Let's have a look at gifts. No. What about giving? Yeah, here we can go 20, 30, 40, 50. 65. Another reason to do this periodically, if you are cash stuffing, you know, wondering why. Well, I'm not just playing with money. These handmade envelopes can withstand a lot, but you don't want to overstuff them because they might burst. This is just my grocery buffer. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Good. Back in here, forgive me for going in and out of this one in particular. It just made sense in my brain, let's just say. But with this back to school, definitely going to be putting this in the bank. 20, 40, 60, 81. So what I can do here is pop in a placeholder. 20, 30, 40, 50. Sometimes as I've done this cash condensing, I've been making notes, and sorry to wobble you, I just touched you with my foot, sorry about that. Anyway, I was saying sometimes when I'm doing this, I note down how much money is going for each category. I'm just going to look back over the video to do that. It can be confusing actually. What am I doing? There. See, I confused myself just talking and trying to count at the same time. 150, 70, 80. Okay, cool. Vision, I think 1, 2, 3, 20, 30, 40, 50. I have a $50 placeholder which I'll use there. So vision glasses is 100, 200, 350. Health fund, I always just leave that in cash because it's for over-the-counter medication. 20, 40, 50. Let's make that a 50 though. Over-the-counter meds, or if we need to go and see physio, so on and so forth. 10, 20, 35. I'll leave a little bit of change there. Okie dokie, moving on. Dental. 100 in the bank, 50, 60, 75. I think I can and I will actually put this in the bank, only because I know the dentist will be coming up next month and I think that they would much prefer EFTPOS, that business. So it's in now. So I've got 150, 75. I don't think that's quite enough for the dentist. But if I need to top it up, I'll just move a little bit of money out of my emergency account. I'll just do it that way. Right, pets. Ooh. Also got 100 online. 20, 40, 50, 60, 75. Ooh. Don't think I've got another folder phone. Oh, I do. I can do that all in placeholders. 150, 175. So that can go back into the bank. This is not for buying their food. This is an emergency account just for the pets and to have their regular vaccinations and checks. Car, I have 50, 70, 80, 90, 100 and 10, 15, 25. So 25, and we'll put the rest down, put a $100 placeholder. The decision there is basically it's a long way off. It's a long time before I'll need to do registration and warrant. So I don't really need to worry about squeezing the entire money out of the envelope. I think this would pretty set here. Yeah. So I've got tech as like a new phone or technological stuff. 100, 1, 2, 300 in the bank and 15. Don't often get to stuff that just because I've got a lot of envelopes and not a lot of budget, but it's there. Annual subs. So 100 already in the bank. 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 85, 95, another 100. And as I keep mentioning, this is going to get spent up real soon, but I will be set for music for the next year, so I'm happy about that. Anyway, for today, there's 200 there. Cool, cool, cool. Now let's go to celebrations. All things fun in this envelope. That first one, birthdays. I have 200 sitting online, 20, 30, 40, 50. Put a 50 placeholder, so with being really swish, I can put a 250 placeholder. So yeah, 250 at the moment. It's going to get spent fairly soon. Easter I will leave alone, but oh no, it's kind of, I'll just do that for the sake of it, but it's pretty condensed as it is. I'd forgotten I needed the $5 notes. I took them out for last week's cash stuffing. Travel. Right. We are down to, I just paid a big chunk. We're down to $760 all up, but I don't know how much is where. So I have 100. And 20, 40, 50, 60. What I'm going to do is leave, no, I'm going to leave 10 and put this in the bank, which is 150. 150 in the bank. And then I am going to make $750 worth of placeholders. Forgive me, I'm reaching because they're on the table behind me. So 5, 750. Easy as that. 760. Cool, 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 cool. Events. Yes, this needs to go into the bank ASAP. I have 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and 10, 20, 30, 40, 55, 60. So let's put 150 down. Get in there. 150, 160 into events, and last but not least, because I tend to leave my savings envelopes alone, really, this is the long-term binder. So Worthy is my way of topping up my long-term savings, and it's got a sad 150 because I paid for a yoga class out of this, which is 100% worth it, I've got to say. Let's just put that and hope that next month I've got something to put online. So I have 175 there. Moving on to the kids' savings, this is Big Girl, and she has 350, now she has 400. So I'm going to take that out and just do it all in ones. 1, 2, 3, 400. Cool. Then Squirrel has 253, 3, 20, 40, 50. He has 350. I hope I've got another $50. 250. Dang. I need another $100 placeholder. Let me go back to Lala. Could we do hers like, because she's got 400, can we do hers like that? 250, 350, 4. That's annoying, but that's how we're going to have to do it. And then Squirrel, we can say 250, 350. Cool. And then This last one here is just emergency, and as we know, we've got $1,000 in there. And since it's my little change thing, challenge, which we're going to leave alone today. Cool. So give this video a like if you did indeed like it, and that just helps with the algorithm. If you're off, I will see you in the next couple of days for a a regular weekly budget. If you want to stick around, I'm going to count this up and see how much is going back to the bank today. Okay, so we have 50, 100, 50, 200, 50, 300, 50, 400, 50, 500, 50, 600, 650. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 440. I'm going to try doing it the old school way, how the bank tellers used to do in the 80s. And I go in with my mum to watch her getting out cash. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 91, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 92, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 93, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 94, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 510, 20. It surprised me. Okay. And then the fives, 5, 10, whoops, 5, 10, 15, 70. Woohoo. A big portion of that is just refunding my emergency savings, so that gives me a sense of ease to know before we go away that I have an emergency fund there just in case the car breaks down, or you know, just never know what's going to happen. Thank you for joining me. I will be back again with that regular video, cash stuffing my weekly expenses, except for rent and power and phone, you know, all that stuff you can automate, all that stuff that can get out of hand, like food. I personally find it way better to do it in cash. So thank you for being here. I'm going to go put this in the bank, and I will see you next time. Kia ora.